Hey Bombers, I'm Sierra Thompson and this is Atomic TV. Now let's head over to Emma and Natalie with a day trip idea.
Hey Bombers, I'm Natty.
And I'm Emma, and today we have another day trip idea. We'll be checking out Moses Lake.
Moses Lake is about an hour and a half away, and it has lots of great outdoor activities such as state parks and fishing. In the summer, they have an outdoor water park with a surfing simulator.
Moses Lake's shoreline is over 120 miles long and it is 39 feet deep. You can also rent boats and jet skis.
Moses Lake has a lot of great local restaurants such as Michael's on the Lake and Porter's House Steakhouse. We recommend both of these options.
Have a great day, Bombers. Now back to the studio.
Now let's head over to Jordan Clark.
Hi Bombers, I'm Jordan Clark and I'm here to update you on some news about Homeland Security and domestic terrorism. Following the domestic attack on the Capitol on January 6th, the Department of Homeland Security has upped its presence. On Tuesday, Alejandro Mayorkas was sworn in as Homeland Security Secretary. He is the first Senate-confirmed Homeland Security Secretary in 2 years. He is also the first Latino and immigrant to helm the department. Following the recent attack on the Capitol, Canada has recently declared the Proud Boys as a domestic terrorist group. Homeland Security Secretary Mayorkas explained that the threat of domestic terrorism is persistent and that the department will continue to work with state and local partners to combat it. Stay tuned for more information on this topic. Stay safe, Bombers. Now back to the studio.
And here's Carson with some baseball info.
What's up, Bombers? I'm Carson, and I'm here with the latest MLB trade info. Cincinnati Reds pitcher Trevor Bauer has left Cincinnati and signed a 2-year, $102 million deal with the former World Series champions LA Dodgers. St. Louis second baseman Colton Wong, a 2020 Gold Glove Award winner, has left St. Louis and signed with the Milwaukee Brewers. And after getting a ring in the 2020 season, Dodgers outfielder Jock Peterson has become a free agent and signed a 1-year deal with the Chicago Cubs. Now back to the studio.
Now let's head over to Faith Jackson with some info on Black History Month.
Hey Bombers, it's Faith back with some more Black History Month videos. So today in the first video, you'll see Michelle Pereira, who is a junior, and in the second, you'll see Trinity Coles, who is also a junior.
Hi, my name is Michelle Pereira and I'm a junior at Richland High. For Black History, a couple of other students and I sent out a Google survey for students to send in their anonymous stories on who they find most inspiring in Black History Month, or personal stories to them, and here are 5 of those stories. 3 Black women named Katherine Johnson, Dorothy Vaughan, and Mary Jackson because they worked for NASA and worked their butt off. Katherine Johnson was an American mathematician whose calculations of orbital mechanics as a NASA employee were critical to the success of the first and subsequent U.S. crewed space flights. Dorothy Vaughan was an American mathematician and human computer who worked for the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics and NASA at Langley Research Center in Hampton, Virginia. Mary Jackson was an American mathematician and aerospace engineer at the National Advisory Committee for Aeronautics, which in 1958 was succeeded by the National Aeronautics and Space Administration. She worked at Langley Research Center in Hampton, Virginia for most of her career. And here's our second story. Michael Jordan is an influential person to me because he is one of the most famous NBA basketball players, and after watching The Last Dance, I saw how he worked tirelessly to strive to become better every day and how he encouraged others to do the same. Nothing could persuade him to quit or give up. He always had a strong drive to win no matter what. There was no stopping him until he got what he wanted. And our third story is Josephine Baker, 100%. She wasn't just an entertainer and dance influence. She was also a French resistance agent and a civil rights activist. She's a huge inspiration to me because she seems so strong and somehow elegant. She's powerful and isn't given enough credit. Sadly, she passed away in 1976, but she still symbolizes Black culture today. Our fourth story is Amanda Gorman's poem she read at President Biden's inauguration. In a time of socioeconomic, cultural, ideological, and political divide, she gave a memorable and brave reading of her poem she had written after the Capitol had been overrun just a week before. A truly gifted writer and speaker. And our last story is about Henry Johnson, who was a decorated veteran of World War I. He served in an all-black unit named the Harlem Hellfighters, and he was distinguished for fighting off a dozen Germans while serving with the French soldiers, since our military was segregated and served with French soldiers in Europe. Once returning home, he helped lead an all-black parade in New York because black soldiers were not allowed to be in white parades. He has a statue in Albany and was posthumously recognized for his courage and valor by President Obama. I would also mention the late Congressman John Lewis from Georgia, who helped pass the Civil Rights Movement and who was beaten in the Selma March. He also helped get the Voting Rights Act of 1965 passed. Besides being one of the most respectable leaders in Congress, he also authored many books on civil rights and children's books involving equality and rights. These were submissions sent in by local students at Richland High.
I'm Trinity Coles, and today I will be telling you a little bit about Janet Mock, the first African-American transgender woman to write and direct for TV. Mock was born in 1983 in Honolulu, Hawaii, and graduated from the University of Hawaii at Manoa with a degree in fashion merchandising. She then moved to New York University and graduated in 2006 with her master's in journalism and began working for the People's Magazine. She worked at the People's for 5 years and first told her story in a Marie Claire article in 2011 as a form of encouragement to transgender children after learning about their high suicide rates. She also submitted a video to the It Gets Better public service campaign to encourage children that have been bullied in school for their gender, sexuality, or sexual orientation. Also, while she worked at Marie Claire, she wrote a lot about racial representation in television and trans women's presence in the beauty industry. Mock eventually left the People's Magazine and signed a contract to write her first book, Redefining Realness, My Path to Womanhood, Identity, Love, and so much more, which quickly became a New York Times bestseller and was the first biography written from the perspective of a young trans person. Mock continued her career in media and produced the HBO documentary The Trans List, created a magazine column called Beauty Beyond Binaries, an interview podcast series called Never Before, and a social media campaign called Girls Like Us to empower transgender women. She was also a correspondent for Entertainment Tonight, a host for MSNBC, and she joined the board of directors at the Arcus Foundation to advocate for LGBTQ+ rights, and has been interviewed by countless media outlets, including Oprah Winfrey. In 2017, Mock spoke at the Women's March on Washington and published her second memoir, Surpassing Certainty: What My 20s Taught Me. Then Mock began working on scripted television shows and has signed a 3-year, multi-million-dollar deal with Netflix to create content for them, making her the first transgender woman of color to sign a deal with a major content company. She has so far directed episodes of Pose, The Politician, and Hollywood, and also worked as writer and executive producer for them. Janet Mock has received multiple awards for her work, as well as her influence and activism, and hopes that her creations will continue to empower people and equip them to tell their own stories. Thank you for listening, and I strongly encourage you to look more into Janet Mock and her story.
Thank you so much for watching. See you guys next week with more Black History videos. Now back to the studio.
And here's Layton Hoover with some home workout ideas.
What's up, Bombers? My name is Layton Hoover, and today I'm going to be showing you guys a few exercises that you can do at home if you do not have access to a gym. And these 3 exercises are going to be 3 core exercises. So I'm going to be showing just a regular plank, mountain climbers, and a side plank. Alright, for this first exercise, just a simple plank. You're going to put your hands down on the floor, lift your feet up, activate your core, and hold it for as long as you can. Or as long as you want to. This really works out your core, just everything core. This is a very good workout for your core. Our next workout, mountain climbers. Same position, gonna be right here, and you're just gonna switch your knees up and down, just like this. This is a really good workout if you're an athlete, very explosive, works the same muscles as a regular plank does. Very, very good for athletes. Our last workout today, side planks. Like so, just like that. And then once you get done with one side, you switch to the other one, obviously. This exercise really targets your obliques, both sides, after you switch. That's all I got for you guys today. Stay fit, Bombers. Back to the studio.
Now, let's head over to Jade with your ASB Minute.
Good morning, Bombers. I'm Jade Villanueva, and I'm back with your ASB Minute. Make sure to fill out our free compatibility survey. When all the results are turned in, you will be able to see who you're least and most compatible with in the school. If you're down bad, down the hatch, take the quiz and find your match. The link will be on the screen and in our school's Instagram bio. That's it, Bombers. Now back to the studio.
And here's Jacob with some Career Center info.
Hi students, here are your Career Center highlights for this week. So if you're a sophomore or junior and you're interested in participating in the worksite learning for the 2021-2022 school year, there will be a mandatory Zoom meeting on Tuesday, February 9th at 3 p.m. with Mrs. Sherm, and the Zoom link can be found in the Career Center webpage. Next, CBC is holding a virtual open house event on Tuesday and Thursday. Verdo Education is hosting a virtual college fair on Wednesday. And finally, the Scrubs Camp registration deadline is on Wednesday. So if you have any more questions, you can visit the Career Center for more information. Thanks, back to the studio.
And here's Spencer with some stock market news.
What's up, Bombers? I'm Spencer, and I'm going to give you some information on Reddit and GameStop. So about a week ago, some Reddit users decided they were going to go buy a lot of GameStop stock. Now, within the last few years, GameStop's business has been steadily declining. And as a result of this, their stock is able to be purchased for about $19 a share. Now, their stock is purchased for about $380 a share, which is a very large increase of 20-fold. And this is very uncommon on Wall Street. And it cost a lot of big investors a lot of money because they had bet that GameStop, along with a couple of other businesses, were going to go out of business here soon. And on the other hand, this made some Reddit users a lot of money off of the stocks. That's all with that. Now back to the studio.
I hope you all have a great day. See you next time, Bombers.